Everyone wants to be free. Free to live on their own terms. Free to chase dreams, build legacy, and rise above the noise. But very few are willing to pay the price that freedom demands. Because freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you feel like. It comes from doing what you must, especially when you don't feel like it. And that's where most people fall. They confuse ease with peace. They mistake comfort for strength. But the Stoics knew better. They understood that the path to a free life runs through discipline, through order, control, sacrifice, and relentless focus. Not chaos, not indulgence. The world will tempt you at every turn. It will whisper that you've done enough, that you've earned a break, that it's okay to coast. But those who build greatness, the warriors, the leaders, the thinkers, they don't listen to those voices. They listen to something deeper, something unshakable. They listen to the call of their higher self. And that voice doesn't beg for pleasure. It demands progress. So this video, it's not just a reminder, it's a challenge. A call to arms for anyone tired of watching life slip through their fingers. For anyone ready to stop negotiating with weakness and start showing up for their potential. Because real freedom isn't given. It's forged. In the quiet moments, in the hard days, in the choices no one sees but you. This is the fire. And only those who choose discipline, who stay in the heat long enough, will walk out transformed. So if you're ready, step forward. Leave behind the easy path. Because this is the chapter where you stop dreaming about freedom and start earning it. Because the truth is, your destiny doesn't depend on your dreams. It depends on your decisions. Not the ones you make when you're inspired, but the ones you make when you're exhausted. Not when you're full of energy, but when you're running on empty. That's where discipline lives, in the trenches, in the grind, in the mundane. Everyone wants the outcome. Few are willing to embrace the process. Everyone talks about goals. Few will submit to the grind. But the man who can love the process, who can endure the repetition, who can show up when it's boring, that man becomes unstoppable. And make no mistake, repetition is power. Discipline is doing it again, and again, and again. Even when progress is slow, even when results don't show, even when nobody claps. Because mastery is hidden in the monotony. It's buried in the boring. The elite don't rise because they're inspired, they rise because they're consistent. You want to win? Get good at being consistent when it's inconvenient. Show up when no one else will. Be reliable, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Because pressure doesn't break strong men, it reveals them. Resistance doesn't stop them. It refines them. So when life pushes, push harder. When life gets loud, get focused. When the world drifts, you anchor. Because the man who leads himself can't be led by chaos. This is your advantage. This is your weapon. Discipline sharpens your edge until the world can't ignore you. Until the results are so undeniable, people start asking, how did you do it? And the answer? You did it when it wasn't fun. You did it when no one believed. You did it when quitting whispered sweet nothings, and you said, not today. That's what separates you. Not your genetics, not your luck, not your background. It's your standard. And your standard is built or broken by your discipline. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for the right time. That moment you're waiting for, it's not coming. What's coming is more resistance, more excuses, more tests. And if you're not building strength now, you'll fold when it matters most. You want peace? Earn it through struggle. You want freedom? Earn it through structure. You want greatness? Then give up that it will come easy. Because it won't. But here's what will come. Clarity when you stop negotiating with your weakness. Power when you start honoring your commitments. Transformation when you stop chasing the high and start chasing the truth. And the truth is this. Your life is a reflection of your discipline. You want to know your future? Look at your habits. You want to know what kind of man you'll become? Look at how you spend your time when no one's watching. It's not about having more time. It's about using the time you have with relentless purpose. Every hour matters. Every choice counts. Every "I'll do it tomorrow" is a lie your comfort tells you to stay small. But you weren't born to be small. You were born to be sharp, focused, resilient. So start acting like it. Get your mind right. Get your schedule tight. Get your standards higher. Start showing up as if your future depends on it, because it does. Every single day. You are either building the man you respect or betraying him. That's the hard truth. But hard truth is what builds strong men. So lean into it. Live by it. Let it cut you so it can carve out the version of you that was always meant to rise. This is your edge. You do not rely on mood. You rely on mission. You do not serve emotion. You serve execution. You do not pray for ease. You train for endurance. Because the man who honors discipline over distraction becomes a weapon. Not just in business, not just in the gym, in life. Discipline makes you a better father because you show up with presence, not just promises. It makes you a better friend because you live in integrity, not impulse. It makes you a better leader because people follow consistency, not charisma. The world is full of talkers, but you become a doer. The kind of man who moves in silence and lets his results do the talking. And no, it won't be perfect. You will fall. You will stumble. You will have days where doubt creeps in, where the mirror feels like a battlefield, where progress feels like a lie. But discipline is not about perfection. It's about direction. It's about waking up the next day and saying, I still choose the hard path. I still choose to rise. I still choose to build. Because if you don't build your life, someone else will build it for you, and you may not like the house they put you in. This world doesn't reward the entitled. It rewards the prepared. It rewards the precise. It rewards the man who says, I'll suffer now so I can soar later. And when you live like that long enough, something starts to happen. You stop craving comfort and start craving challenge. You stop running from discipline and start running toward it. You stop fearing the hard days because you know that diamonds aren't made in daylight. They're forged in pressure, in darkness, in discipline. You become a man who is not moved by moods, who is not shaken by storms, who is not broken by failure, because your strength isn't situational. It's structural, it's foundational, and it's forged in your daily choices. So while others sleep, you study. While others scroll, you stretch. While others complain, you construct. While others wait, you work. And eventually, they'll wonder how you did it. How you became calm in chaos. How you found clarity in confusion. How you built a life so strong, even the winds of failure couldn't knock it down. And you'll know it wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It wasn't some secret shortcut. It was discipline. Because discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It's saying to the world, I don't need to be motivated, I'm committed. It's saying to yourself, I don't need to feel ready, I'll be relentless. It's saying to your future, I won't wait for you, I'll build you. And one day, when the world tries to hand you a life you didn't choose, a story you didn't write, a cage you didn't build, you'll have the strength to say, number I already chose. I already built. I already broke the chains. Because your discipline was your freedom. And that's when you realize you didn't just build habits. You didn't just craft a routine. You didn't just stack wins and cross off goals. You became something more. You became dangerous to mediocrity, untouchable by doubt, unshakable by fear. Because you trained yourself not once, but every day to do the hard thing when no one was watching. You built an empire not out of stone, but out of will. You forged greatness not from applause, but from silence. And now, the storms that used to scare you become fuel. The critics that used to shake you become background noise. The man you once feared becoming the one full of regret, of excuses, of unfinished dreams, he's gone. Buried under the bricks of discipline you laid every single morning, you chose progress over comfort. This is freedom. Not the freedom they sell you in ads. Not the freedom of lazy weekends and easy wins, but the freedom of knowing that you control yourself, that nothing owns you. Not temptation, not weakness, not circumstance. The Stoics didn't speak of discipline to sound noble. They spoke of it because they knew the truth. The undisciplined man is always a slave to lust, to fear, to vanity, to doubt. But the disciplined man? He is free, because he governs the only kingdom he'll ever truly rule himself. So, if you take nothing else from this, take this. The war is not outside, it's within. And your weapon, your sword, your shield, your salvation is discipline. You won't always feel strong. You won't always feel certain. But if you can look in the mirror each night and say, I gave it everything. I didn't bow. I didn't break. I chose the fire and walked through it. Then you are already free. Because no one can take from you what you earned in discipline. No one can steal the strength you've bled for. No one can cage the soul of a man who refused to stay soft. So, rise again tomorrow. Lace your boots. Sharpen your will. Train your mind like a weapon. Move like a man who knows his life is his responsibility and his legacy is being written by every decision he makes. This is your time. This is your standard. This is your revolution. Your discipline is your freedom. Never forget it. Never betray it. Live it until it becomes the story they tell long after you're gone.